What is up, boys and girls? It is a gentleman day. Traders Closet Swing Traders. Hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic. Hope you guys are feeling good. I've noticed a trend. I think I noticed a trend. I'm putting this together now. When the market gaps up and we have a good strong bull day, there's a lot more like good mornings in the chat than like if the market gaps down and we're on the collapse of the economy. There's like a lot less good mornings. I've noticed that. I don't know if it's just me. That's just no. I don't know. But we got Albert in the house. Good morning to you. Good morning to Bill, Cheryl, Frank, GW in the house. Good morning to Jay, Joe, Lauren, Marius, Martina, Micus. Good morning to Rick, Tim, Tina, all my peeps out in YouTube land. We got Real Virtual Demand. Clarice shows up every day too. Oof. The squadron. No matter what you guys are here, it's just a lot less good mornings. That's all I'm saying. I don't know. I'm just realizing. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's me. But Santilla says, good morning. Joe just goes right into Palantir. Good morning to you too, Joe. There you go. There you go. Now we got it. Now we got it. But uh yeah, so we have lower jobless claims and we got higher retail sales coming in this morning. So two good reports. We had good CPI yesterday that the market wants to see. We had good PPI. Forget about last week. In fact, if you go to djdan.com, I am selling merch. It says I survived last week's crash. So, I gotta pay the bills. I gotta pay the bills. So, all the merch, maybe a mug. I might do mugs soon too. We'll see. We'll see. But uh, good gap up. Obviously, we've been doing nothing but buying since the market crashed a good Monday ago. Not this Monday, last Monday. We've only had one real pullback. We've been just rallying since. Watch this number though. I have 550. I had like 550, 50. But I could even see like 550, 71. Somewhere up in that zone is resistance. It's, I think, a big one. I think we probably do also have this retest gap here as well. Be careful today. Um, if we start breaking the 550, I'll say 550, 71. But if we start breaking 550, 71, I think the next stop up for a good valid retest, 555.07. So we still have some room. I don't know if I want to fade this. The market is just nothing but bullish. But more or less a fade, and that is the next spot we're looking for. So yesterday we were looking into some of these numbers here, saying, I think it was 2 days ago, we got into this 542. 11 zone. Then we had a little bit more of a gap up. We have some resistance here. I think if we come down, look for support somewhere around 545, 42 for our retest spot today. Otherwise, it's very hard to go long here after besides one down day, and that was really a retest day. So realistically, 1, 2, 3, 4, another inside day, 5, 6 days in a row, plus 2 days of hanging out. There's some people making some money as we get up here. I think even though the market looks good, I think longer term we probably break out. I don't know if we have all-time highs in the deck of cards for 2024 again, but retest of like 563.45. So there's still a lot of room to the higher side. We just had this little pivot. This was kind of the next spot on the list that we had to kind of come in. It was never really retested. Anything past this point, though, and this is what I'm saying. This is a big level. The last one that the last little pivot that we're retesting, that already got retest, so that's more likely to break. And then the last one that we just really never, we still have this little gap and go that kind of came on whatever day this is, the July 17th. We got a little bit of a spot that hasn't been retested. So 563.45 is the next big one after this one. So I'm contemplating. I know nobody's thinking about puts, but that's usually the best time. I'm contemplating like going short, looking for some puts, even for just small time frame, nothing too big. Because we could obviously just continue to scream out of here. But if you didn't have protection before and you said, man, I wish I did. Yeah, we're starting to get to that zone where that's not a horrible idea. It's not a horrible spot to be at for some of those protection plays. And then I think as soon as we start really getting closes above that, even 551.70 zone, 551.80, or 550, you're probably taking the losses on those and letting this thing just kind of continue up higher. So I'm contemplating, but They don't make it easy. They don't make it easy. It just feels wrong to have anything short right now. But Nike. Nike has Bill, I believe it was Bill Ackman taking over or hopping on in. But yep, a little bit of news on Nike and again, big retest gap. We watch. Let's go to Starbucks. Uh, what did we do there? We did have a good follow through, strong day. Nothing in this market, data wise, will say that we're really fading this one. We are wide open. There's probably some room to go. I would need some kind of a pullback. I don't necessarily need it to go all the way to 78.93. That would be your full on retest. So I don't think that has to happen. Kind of wish we set up this trade on Thursday. That'd be fun. If it was easy, we wouldn't need you. Yeah. I guess there's I guess there's some logic to that. Uh-huh. I guess there's some logic to that. Um, but yeah, I see if you get any profit taking on this one. It's probably going to be a quicker dip than we would imagine, but I've got really not a lot of volume coming in the zone. I think if we start breaking really under, let's give it to like 81.99. Okay, maybe we do get this pullback in 79.13, but uh lots of news around Nike right now. We just have we're just starting to remember that Starbucks of what happened there. It was a good, strong day. We had a little lead up into this one too, so it's tough to go bullish on this one. See if we get a little, again, maybe a little pullback, some kind of setup. Prefer to be more bullish than bearish, but I have no problem just kind of waiting on Nike. We get this one higher on the list though. Um, we're in no man's land. We're in no man's land. Flip a coin. Sometimes that works too. You know, bullish, bearish. Um, we did look at this target before. I think we have room to this 84.62. Again, I kind of wish we took this one. The only reason we didn't take this trade is specifically because I think it was what CPI was coming out the next day. It was a yeah, CPI I think was coming out the next day. So we didn't know exactly what was going to happen, but that's how we kind of looked at this stock for a swing trade, and we're very close to that target. So I imagine there's other people probably kind of close to their targets too on his gap up. Would think that there's some kind of pullback, but yeah, flip a coin on it. Amazon, AMZN. Joe says, "Are we selling Palantir? I sold Palantir and rebought it yesterday." We'll get to Palantir, Joe. I promise. We'll do that one next. We got Amazon. So yes, gap and go just based on the fact that this is a red candle. However, this is also yesterday a retest gap, so we already had that gap, kind of failed. We are opening into the 20 on an EMA. I think this is probably a fade too. I don't know. The market is so bullish. Like it is crazy bullish that it's hard for me to want to go short on anything, but I think this one probably fades and most things like it, I wouldn't I wouldn't get too excited. Like don't look at your portfolio balance yet. And then if the market goes crazy bullish and just nonstop, then at the end of the day, you can take a look. But I'm not settling in on any of these numbers yet pre-market. I think a lot of the market probably does come in for a retest. You got to watch this one. So we do have a little bit of resistance. I guess it depends on where this one opens. This one is a little bit different than probably the rest of the market where um you have a good solid company just gapping down. We got good retail numbers. Hey, guess who's in retail? Probably Amazon. Could get some some benefit from this. Shopify as well. Um, but this number that if we're where we open now, okay, I'll give it a little bit more credit for that run up. But if we gap or we start opening this price anywhere, I think before below 174.60, be extra cautious. I think on the long side, this is a little bit of resistance, and we probably have more of that pullback. To where though? I don't know. That's the question. I think we could get maybe a full on retest on this one. 171.95. It is Amazon. It's been doing that for a while, but big gap up. Wouldn't be completely shocked if this one fades. However, if we do start opening above that 174.65-ish, 174.70, you have some more room. I think overall we'd probably be looking for 179.83. However, next resistance up really takes us to about 177.28. I don't think it's a horrible idea just to just wait Just sit on some of those hands and we play GeoGuessr for a little bit. That's how kind of concerned I am about these numbers kind of holding, but it is going to be tough to fight the trend. We got Disney. I did say Palantir next. All right. Next one's Palantir, Joe. Next one. Disney, we got a pretty good gap. The only my only problem with this one is target would be 87.18. So you have about 22.30. We got about 40 cents to the upside, unless you think this number could break out. If we could break that 87.18, we got a good trade up to about $89. So that's really where the play is. We still got really high volume on this candle. Yeah, that's actually gonna be a tough resistance, 87.18. But if we could get any closing over that, we still got to the high of this candle, so 87.94, but real targets on this one comes in somewhere around $89, 89.08. So we will see. Let's get to the Palantir, PLTR. Joe says, are you selling Palantir? He's smarter than me. He sold yesterday. He bought back lower. I didn't do any of that. I didn't do it. I'm just holding. Just holding. I want to sell cover calls. I don't know where. Trying to figure it out. But the next price up, and the answer is no. I'm not selling any Palantir. Not today. Not today. Next target up though takes us into this 32.10 zone. So even from this pre-market price, we still have 60, 70 cents. If I was to sell anything, and I wouldn't just blatantly sell it and make them try to steal the shares from me. So, probably around the $32 mark. If I want to sell covered calls, I think I could do that. And then I'm selling for the price anywhere above probably 37 is the next one on spot. So there's still a lot of room to go on this one. These are all kind of old numbers we're going off of, but 32 is the next kind of key number. We start getting close above that. I think the next immediate target, 34. After that, 36.40. After that, we got 37.33. And then we got one final target all the way back up to $39. So it has a lot of room. I think selling right now is premature, although it just obviously been nonstop kind of skyrocketing off the lows. I think we got all the momentum in the world. We still have the potential too. The news hasn't come out, but I think I think Palantir investors are kind of waiting for it to be included in the S&P. If we get the news where it starts getting into the S&P, you'll have that Uber run, the same run that Uber had, and that would push us up higher. So I don't know when, but I think they are starting to fit the qualifications to be listed in the S&P. You need, I think, what, 3/4 of profitability, and we've had that. So that would be, I think, the next big news that Palantir, and then obviously if contracts come through or whatever happens with Palantir. But I wouldn't be shocked again. Still, just got room. We are taking out yesterday's wick. I think maybe the real retest spot. Watch 3103. It's possible we get back down there. But I think this one has the ability for probably a smaller pullback, maybe not really hitting that 3103, and then probably continuing to go. But yeah, looks good. Hold down the fort, I think. Jeff says showing up late. Sorry, Amazon, if you haven't already covered it. We only covered 3 stocks so far, and one of them being Amazon, Jeff. But welcome, welcome. Good morning to you. We got yeah, so Amazon, it's a gap and go just based on the candle that's red, but it is also yesterday's candle was a retest gap. We've been buying this thing up. I'm really watching this 174.71 zone, 174.65, something like that. If we start, it depends on where this one opens because we're right at that resistance. Right now, it's showing we are slightly above it, which would give us maybe a good high wave candle play to go bullish on. Otherwise, it is a good gap. Um, bigger targets for me probably gets us into this 180 zone, 181, but we have a few stops ahead of us. So I'm willing to play it. I'm willing to play it bullish. Just depends on where this thing kind of wants to open. If we open above this mark, if we open below it, I think we have a bigger chance of retest. And that could be a full-on retest on that one. All right, let's see. I know I missed a whole bunch more. DLTR, Dollar Tree. That one looks interesting. Hmm. Obviously, big downtrends. This is not bad prices for the long term. We're right in the zone where I would be very interested in long term. The business model, I don't know how sustainable with inflation, just with nothing else besides the name Dollar Tree. At least it's not like dollar, like the $1 store or something. So I like the price is already kind of up in that. That takes advantage away, but you're still looking to go there for a good deal, I guess. Otherwise, you got one, two, three, because then as soon as we get inflation, they have to pay more. We get supply chain issues. They have to pay more. It's very hard for them to raise prices. They don't have that. They don't have the pricing power. But longer term, not bad location to look for some kind of entries to start piecing in. Big resistance on this one really comes at like 97.26. So I would see if we could get a little bit of a pullback first, even though there's a pretty decent gap and go here. Anything above, if we start getting above 97.35, the next target up is about 99.65. So I think that's your trade. You will have to deal with the 20 EMA on a daily. Let's get Dollar Tree a little bit higher though. I would almost want to see, and I don't know if it happens, but I would almost rather see a little bit of a bigger pullback on this one. Into probably 95.30. That would be my location. I don't know if we get that. Um, but that would give me really good risk to reward saying, okay, we didn't break this 97.35 the first time. We had a retest the second time up. I think it's more likely to break, and then we probably look for that 99.80 zone. But interesting. Lululemon, I do have some shares. It was the last 2 months long-term purchase. I've been buying. First purchase was at 305, I think. Second one was I think I got it at like 239 or something. So my average is about 275 on this one. I would love to get like this to do nothing and I could build up a decent amount of shares over like the next 9 months. I don't know if I get that opportunity. We shall see. It's in quite the downtrend, so not bad. Valuation again, it's a dying brand. Not dying brand. Not no, that's worded completely incorrectly. They're going through it. I think they had the latest pair of Lululemon pants, which was supposed to be like their next big. I don't know. Do you call it a model? Do you product? I guess. They had to recall it because there was. I think it's called the Breeze Through or something. Which for pants, I don't know if I want pants that are called the Breeze Through. So, I don't know. Something doesn't sit with a name. First of all, but there was a little recall on that one, so they decided not to sell it, and they're reworking that issue. So you got some more kind of negativity on that. The other thing is obviously with just economy or tighter spending, they're expensive pants. You got some competitors coming in. International growth was phenomenal though. So all in all, and they still are growing. They're still a growing company. So lots of free cash flow. I think they're doing buybacks. As a company wise, I like this one a lot at these prices. I'm not saying that this is that we already hit the all-time low and we're bouncing, but we were even looking in the room for kind of like, okay, what if this thing comes down short? That's how we would have traded. So we're already at that target. So if other people were taking that trade, you're out already and probably cleared some of those bears off the table. But you have all those moving averages, severe downtrend. For today, good gap and go. Even yesterday's candle, though, that was inside day of what turned out to be a green day. We've been chopping for a while. Not bad. As long as we stay above the 248.23 at open, I think we could potentially hit the 260.23 target. So we'll get that one up there. We got obviously good numbers in retail today. So everything retail related might be a little bit more bullish just with the catalyst. So we'll get Lululemon up there as well. Obviously, this one's got a few spots where we could get rejected first. Right into that 20 EMA also lines up with this VPOC 252.29. It's not going to give us too much of an upside, but if we get a good kind of intraday candle. That would be decent. Baba. Doesn't doesn't want to move with the rest of the market, I guess. I don't know. But revenue missed by 744 from expectations. They still hit the 33, so they still did 33.414 billion in sales. Valuations very low, just nobody. It's not the hot stock. It's anything Chinese related, still very, very tough right now. But they did beat earnings per share. If you look back, and I was looking at with Lehman this one last night, but you have earnings per share they missed. Now they crushed earnings per share. Last time they missed on or they beat on revenue, but they missed on revenue this time. Still coming in at 33.4 billion. Last quarter they did 30.7 billion. So that was an increase quarter over quarter. Not horrific numbers. I'm not expecting a pure death on this one. What I would love to see, honestly, this is a mindset of a long-term investor though, because I have shares. I would love to see me lose on those shares even more. And I think I'm still positive actually on this position. We're pretty close to still break even. I would have loved to see more of a dip, give myself another buying zone somewhere around 70, 72. I don't know if I get it. We do have a few moving averages kind of holding us up. This is a retest gap from yesterday, so I think this one probably is. I would remain bullish on it, but probably not at this price. I want to see if we get another pullback. Um, just too much resistance into this 77.94. I think if we get back down to the 77.08, so it's only 52 cents away. Not bad. But I think if we could get like some immediate drop on this one, into the we'll call it $77, but somewhere in that zone, I think that would be your spot to look to try to play this fade. So see if you get a quick panic sell, somebody playing bullish earnings for Baba, not happy with the results, clearing out positions, and then I think we have some room to move. DG also. Yep, DG. All these ones would be decent. Man, it's down a lot. Dollar Tree seems to be down a little bit more longer term. We actually made new lower lows on Dollar Tree. I'm not familiar. Like these are not my stores that I shop at. Quite honestly, I try not to go shopping at all because, like, I guess Amazon would be my shopping experience. So I don't know, but from what I was told, what I've seen is Dollar Tree seems to be like the more popular one. I mean, sorry, Dollar General, I think, because you could buy a whole bunch of other stuff that like Dollar Tree doesn't have. I don't know. I assumed it was all the same stuff. I assumed you make $1 and then you get like, yeah, I could buy something. So I don't know. But otherwise, good gap. You got good, not a lot of volume really holding us back on this one. This was definitely going up higher on the list too. We're gonna make some Dollar Tree money. We were able to buy some Chipotle yesterday. Today we're gonna go on a Dollar Tree spending spree. That kind of rhymes. Still, same thing. We do have one little resistance right here. So 120.95. Let's see if we get a little pullback. Unfortunately, that little pullback might be a bigger one into like 119.32. Targets on this one, I think stretch targets for the day, 124.34. Otherwise, I think decent targets take us to like 122.60. And again, if the market wants to pull back, fade, we probably hit some of those bigger kind of pullback numbers. If we end up rotating longer term picture here, then we'd be like, oh yeah, okay. Double bottom higher lows looks fantastic. But yeah, DG is building a location in every possible rural area for the past several years. Is that what it is? Is it maybe just more people know about? I don't know. But from what I was told, like they have more products. And Neiman Marcus band? No, but I do have share of the Kohl's. That's the one I decided to go with. Uh, up down, but they pay like a 9% divvy, so I'll be in that for until they go bankrupt probably. But either way, I that's the one. But Dollar Tree was a big miss. Yeah, Dollar Tree. I wanted that one close to about 100. I didn't realize it came all the way back down. It's under. I might want to consider that, but also I would need Lululemon to start popping more because that's the one I prefer over all of them. over everything. We got Netflix. Netflix definitely retest gap. Still has a little bit of room to the upside. So again, I would want to wait to see if we get a pullback. 663 would be my spot. Targets on this one, 669. And we'll have to kind of chill on that one. Oh yeah. Yeah, Warren Buffett getting into the beauty product game. Keep in mind, Warren Buffett has not been buying much. Oxy has been like his purchase for 2024. That's about it. Now he's coming in, deploying a little bit of that maybe Apple money into Ulta. So big gap on this one. You got the Warren Buffett story. Unfortunately, though, for us day traders, it's going to be a tough spot to buy. You do have pretty big resistance up here. I love how Warren Buffett buys things and then his report comes out later and then he's already up on his positions. So you might have some people chasing. Otherwise, look for your first initial support around 369. If that doesn't hold, next spot, which would be a really good one, 364.69. And if that doesn't hold, anybody who is been in this thing bullish, probably look for like a 348.40 is your next real buy spot. But big resistance right here. Very tough for me to go bullish right here. Much rather if only I get the time machine. I don't know why that's back ordered. We'll see. Jeff says I would love to announce my positions and have them go up. Yeah, I know. Yeah, just Jeff's like, today I bought some CRM. And everyone's like, yeah, let's get it. So let's chase it. And then it just goes up. And you're like, greatest trader ever. Not as good as Pelosi still, but still pretty good. Still pretty good. All right, we got, let's see, AVB. I don't even know that one, I don't think. Hold on, what's that one? Oh, Avalon. That might be a sympathy play. Elf might be a sympathy play too. Um, Pre-market, this one's not doing much, but you're at the high end of it. You probably get that break. You might get continuation on this one. Yeah, but no gap. I don't know if the volume is on this one. But yeah, you start getting above probably 114.24. You got a good shot at least to 118. Let's check out Elf real quick too. As a Buffett sympathy. Oh, that's decent. I almost kind of like Elf better. Elf looks decent. I don't think we have much in the way on this one. Keep that one on the list. We'll see. Still with like a little pullback. Maybe it's like 148.43. Otherwise, target's about 160. I guess we could get hit with some of these targets here. 153.81. That's probably it. Elf already taken off, but that is the opening bell. So everybody on YouTube, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe buttons. You guys are incredible. We got one more day after this one, so survive today. We carried it.